What's shaking, Chewy Nation? ChewbaccaLemma here, back with another Madden 19 Ultimate Team video. Today, we got Mut Drafts updated. I know I don't usually do Mut Drafts. Actually, I really never do Mut Drafts, but they did update it, and I gotta tell you, these drafts are fire. So we wanted to go for the world record. I know there's many people probably doing this. This always happens whenever they update it, but I'm curious to see if I have the world record. I'm gonna say I do. I haven't seen anything on the interwebs that beats the record I have in this video. Not just the most 93 overall drafts that you can possibly have in a video, which is like 4 of, I don't know. You can have more, but I put together like a handful of them here, 3 or 4, I'm not even sure, of drafts to go in this video. But also, I think that my total offense and defense combined might be a record. We'll see. I haven't seen anything better on the interwebs. Maybe it does exist, but for now, I'm going to say that I am the record holder because I haven't seen anything better, and we'll go with that. So, we're diving into this. This is my very first draft. Very first. I haven't done a single draft yet, so I wasn't sure how exactly it worked. There is, like, rounds. We have, like, offensive line rounds. You have running back rounds. Of course, you have a quarterback round. You have a safety round. You got a linebacker round. D-line round. You got all these different rounds. So you do have to be cognizant of that as you're going through the draft process to figure out what positions to use when you know that other positions are going to come. So if you haven't had your safety round yet, you probably don't want to take a top-end free safety and a strong safety. You probably got to go ahead and take a corner, or a different position. You really don't want to do that because you know that you're going to get another top-end position. You're going to get a top-end free safety or strong safety. So ideally, when I've noticed I have really good drafts, ideally it's when I get my safety one right at the beginning, so I can figure out if I get a really top-tier free safety or a top-tier strong safety, and then I know I have a little bit more flexibility towards the end, towards as I go into the draft. But that, yes, I'm a math guy, all right? So I'm trying to be analytical here and trying to figure out, how, can you possibly do better than what I did in these drafts? And I'm not sure. That was my very first draft, 92 overall. It seems kind of average. Nothing too crazy there. But I always pick the middle one, not because I'm lazy, but because I'm superstitious. No, it's definitely because I'm lazy. Running back, Connor, a 95 overall running back is the highest you can hit in the running back round. So just an FYI there, you can't get anything higher as a 95 for the right end. So there's a lot of team MVP offensive linemen out there as well. That lower end wide receiver round that we just saw, the highest wide receiver you can get is a 95. You'll notice a lot of these rounds, I did so many, I think I can definitely say this, the highest you can get is a 95 at certain rounds. A nice middle linebacker here. Two middle linebackers do affect overall, so you can definitely take a second middle linebacker even if you already have one. It does affect your overall, I've noticed, so I think we'll even see that in this video. A 95 wide receiver. Unfortunately, we got two 95s. You can get a 96 and a 95, so we could have got a little bit better there. Unfortunately, not so much. We do go ahead and get the 97 overall quarterback, which is the highest you can pull. So we got that, so we're happy with that. Secondary round, we'll take the 95 corner, the highest corner you can get besides like legends and stuff when you get to the later rounds, so I'm happy with that. Like I said, a lot of times the highest you can get is a 95. Tight end round, the highest you can get is a 94, which is, I guess, interesting. I don't know if that's interesting or not. We do take the center there because I also noticed that it does seem like guards are especially, and I feel like left tackles. I don't know. Again, I didn't do the math behind it, but it did seem like those were a little bit more popular. Centers, not as much, so I was just trying to be smart with that. We go ahead and take the wide receiver. I feel like you're always, in that round 19, you're always going to take the wide receiver in that spot. And then we go ahead and take, I think, Luke Kuechly here. Again, two middle linebackers. So we know that's going to affect the overall for a 92 offense and a 93 defense. Or I did that wrong. 93 offense, 92 defense. And there's the team. This looks pretty solid. 93 overall. Looks like a pretty good team. Obviously, Drew Brees is not ideal. You can get Watson or Mariota, some more mobile quarterbacks. He's really not the guy you would want there, but still, but if we're just going for overall, 93 is pretty solid. O-line could definitely be a little bit better. We only got the one team MVP at left tackle, which of course, and I thought maybe we can move Mosley over to left outside linebacker and maybe do better there, but it turns out it was only a 92, so I had to go ahead and put Dansby at my second middle linebacker, and then it brought me back up to a 93. So again, I know I'm probably more analytical about it than any other video, but I really was trying to get that 94 and trying to figure out all the different things. This one right here, again, this is not the safety round, so you have a safety round. So I always recommend in rounds like this, generally, you want to take the corner because we probably won't get another, those top tier corners don't come around too often. Obviously, that's just a good strategy. Good corner. I mean, you want a good corner. Obviously, we get a 97 quarterback there as well. But that's just and you know you're going to get some top-end safeties. There's legend safeties. Like, you have, like, Brian Dawkins in this draft. You got a lot of top-end safeties as well that you can get later on. So, always take the corner, I would say, if you're in that spot right there. Unfortunately, the halfback only a 92. Again, you can get a 95 running back, so we're definitely a little bit behind on the running back. Again, you can get a 97 quarterback, you can get a 95 running back. Wide receivers, you can get a 96 and a 95, and then you can obviously get the 97 towards the end, the MVP, the second to last round. I always take the wide receiver if you're trying to get the best, because you either get a running back, a tight end, or a wide receiver. And unless you got Mike Allstott in your running back round, you're always going to take the wide receiver. Though I did try doing that. Sometimes Mike Allstott shows up in the running back round, so you can get a fullback and then take the running back, the team MVP running back, maybe as Kamara or something at the end of the draft. So again, so much information. I know I'm like overwhelming you probably with information, but we go ahead and hit the 95 there. So we got two 95s. Again, you could get a 96 like a Tyreek Hill in there, which would be nice, but still not too bad. There's that Brian Dawkins I was talking about. Unfortunately, we already have Earl Thomas. We already have Joey Bosa, but I noticed Joey Bosa is probably, or Strahan is probably pretty much the same at the other end as one of the others. So we go ahead and grab, of course, the wide receiver. And then we could probably take Jalen Smith and move him. I think it would probably work. We could, but we knew we were going to put Bosa at right end. So we go ahead and decide. We took the corner. Looking back, like, I feel like Jalen Smith probably was also just as good. I think I don't know if actually Melvin Ingram probably would have made us a 93, but I think both Jalen Smith and Howard would have made us a 93. Either one of those would have been an option, but we do get that 93. Again, look at our secondary. This might be the best draft overall. Look at the defense. The defense is insane. The D line looks great. The corners are amazing. The secondary is great. Linebacker core is all right, but I feel like that might have been the actual very best draft we had, even though by the numbers it wasn't quite there. Again, we picked the middle guy. Again, not because we're lazy, right? We just are superstitious. Oh, okay, we're probably lazy. As you see, also Thielen. You can hit Thielen or Tyreek Hill. We did get that there. We go ahead and take, of course, highest overall. We know, you know, when the secondary round comes, we're gonna have to take a free safety or a strong safety. So always make sure you keep one available before that round. I would recommend even taking a lower corner, take an 87 corner before taking a safety, because you know you're gonna get free safeties and strong safeties in a round. So just something to think about if you're really trying to analyze it and do the best you can. 94 tight end, that's the very best you can do until we get to the end. Again, but I think you're always going to take the 97 wide receiver at the end. Again, maybe I'm wrong, but just based on what I found, that's what I found. So that's what I'm doing. Go ahead and take, I don't even remember who we just took there, but we did that so fast. Nelson Aguilar, of course, easy choice there. 93 overall. We get a middle line. We get all three of them. So we already had a middle linebacker. We do take the left outside linebacker. I do feel like left outside linebacker does seem like, you do see, I took Allstott there. Left outside linebacker does seem like ones that don't pop up quite as much. We take our second middle linebacker there. Again, two middle linebackers effective overall, so I feel pretty solid with that. And given that you're seeing this, you're going to know that this draft is obviously going to be pretty good. This is, of course, we're going to take the corner. I always take the corner if we have that option when you get two safeties in a corner, and a lot when it's a 95 corner especially, I'm going to take it. Now we kind of have to take Kamara because of that. We took Allstott, and I was curious to see. I'm like, is this, like, maybe this is the way to get a 94? Maybe, just maybe. We go ahead, we actually take Jalen Smith, knowing we can move one of the linebackers to outside, and it does give us that 93 again, so it's not too bad, right? You got the Allstott, you got the Kamara, wide receiver core. It's obviously, you know, you don't necessarily take, you're trying to get the highest overall, so it could definitely be better. The offense overall doesn't look great, obviously, but the defense, we got a great linebacker core. Secondary looks all right. The corners look good. Defense, it doesn't even look like that good. Honestly, I don't really think that. I'll admit it. That wasn't great. But here is the final draft. This is the final one. We got Bill O'Brien. We already knew it was going to be a good draft, even though we started off so poor. We knew this is going to be, and Deshaun Watson. So we have Bill O'Brien and Deshaun Watson in this draft. This is going to be a good one. You can already tell. You got the you know, two of the best coach in the NFL and the best quarterback in the NFL. Now we just need DeAndre Hopkins to have the best, just absolute amazing core. Again, like I said, always take the corner there. Of course, obviously, I'm not being serious. Bill O'Brien is not nearly the best quarterback, or no, he's not. He's not the best quarterback in the NFL. But as a Texans fan, you know, I knew it. I knew something good. I knew something special was happening here when we went ahead and started that way. Middle linebacker C.J. Mosley, of course. When you have three of the same, you're going to take the highest overalls. Wide receivers, you could get a 95 there. We got a 94. You could get like a Pierre Garçon there, but that's all right. Go ahead and again take the best overall possible there at the left tackle. We could take left end here. I think that's the obvious choice, of course, Cameron Jordan. And now we're moving on. Left outside linebacker, Whitney Mercer. This is a Texans-heavy draft. Let's go. A really bad round here, but this is we haven't got either safety yet. You know, like, could you go with we haven't had our safety round yet. This is really, I'm not sure. But I decided to take the corner. I don't know. That was, I'm like, it'll be a third corner. I know the safety round's coming up, and I'm thinking maybe like Brian Dawkins will pop up because I'm, you know, analyzing this like, you know, like all these crazy analyzations happening, and I thought I wasn't gonna take Brian Dawkins, but I did, thankfully, and I went ahead, and I think that's basically, if you're gonna get a crazy good draft, you're gonna have to get lucky. You're gonna have to be like, okay, I'm hoping this pops up. And it did. And then we got obviously Whitehead here, which, you know, is that position we need to fill. And you see the 93, but not just a 93. 93 offense, 93 defense. Somebody beat that. That is a total of 186. That's the record I'm putting out there. 186. Obviously, we didn't get DeAndre Hopkins. That's the only spot we're really missing. You know, we got a lot of Texans in this draft. I feel like if you get a 97 quarterback and you get Whitney Merciless at left, or like, there's not many good left outside linebackers. I feel like then you're going to have a good shot at having a solid draft. Your safety round, I would say a really good strong safety, and then get Brian Dawkins later on is probably about the perfect thing you could do there. I mean, there might be another way you could do it, but that's generally the way that I have found the most success and what I've been analyzing up in my head, you know, trying to figure out how to get that highest draft. But 186 is the number. It took about 40 minutes to put this together. So not too bad. A lot of 93s in there, but no 94. And I looked at that. Is it possible to get 94? I'm sure, you know, if you pick every single thing right, if you get the perfect round every time, there's a chance you could get a 94. Perhaps. But I have only seen a 94 even offense or 94 defense. It doesn't seem like that happens too often. So to think that you need to get a 94 offense and then a 93 defense or the vice versa, like it seems impossible, but maybe not. You guys will let me know. I'm saying I got the world record here. Give me a round of applause. 186 offense and defense. That's me. Can anybody beat it? I'm sure people can tie it, but I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm the first one putting out there. 186. Let's go. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and try to make it as enjoyable as possible. When obviously we're not playing the game, we're just, you know, having a good old time. A lot of Texans. Yes, go Texans. That's all I got. ChewbaccaLemma out.